There's a misconception that this is the elimination of preschool, and it is not the elimination of preschool.
Preschool is not going away, but it is, if this act goes forward, going to be changed.
Changed to what Republicans call a voucher system. Simply stated,
those who can afford it will be obliged to pay for it, and those who can't will be covered.
Last Saturday at Oskaloosa's political forum, Eggs and Issues, Republican Senator Paul McKinley spoke in favor of ending universal preschool and switching to a needs-based funding program.
You have a lot of professional families. Let's say you take a husband and a wife, a couple of doctors even. They may be earning $750,000 a year. Should the taxpayers be expected to subsidize and pay for their children's preschool?
The state has not yet defined the qualifications families would have to meet in order to receive a voucher, something Democrat Senator Tom Riley says needs to be figured out.
If we do talk about means testing, I want to make sure we're not spending $1 to save 50 cents to figure out who should pay and who shouldn't. I think we need to have that discussion, though, about means testing. But I think we need to do it in a reasonable way.
One concern some local parents have with the voucher system is if low-income families receive vouchers and the upper class can afford to pay, what will happen to the middle class? These parents say they'll be the ones most affected.
I currently have a set of twins in the voluntary preschool. I would think middle class should qualify for that as well. I mean, again, in my situation, not only having one but two, and would help me tremendously as well.
I think it should be equal. Middle class shouldn't be cut out of anything. I got a little baby at home that's going to be coming up, and then I got my daughter's in preschool, and then I got a son that's in preschool.
Although these parents say it would be hard to afford preschool without state help, they would still find a way. For CRI Weekly News, I'm Erica Lembo. Oskaloosa High School Principal Stacy Bandy couldn't be more pleased. From 83 to 89%, the school saw quite a rise in its graduation rate.
Basically, it was outstanding as far as it's 6%, so it's really been a good change for us.
Bandy says this feat could not have been accomplished without his staff.
There wasn't one teacher here that didn't hop in and start working and have input into what we could do.
Oskaloosa High's at-risk coordinator, Todd Warnicki, has played a big role in trying to raise that rate. He's offered after-school tutoring for students who need extra help with their assignments, and he plans on extending those sessions to before school as well.
Again, just another place and time for students who might need some extra help or some structured assistance in completing coursework.
Besides extra tutoring, Principal Bandy says his staff has really reached out to kids at risk of not graduating and have structured lesson plans based around those students' needs.
We had them come in and we worked with them individually, as well as the kids that are already here, and did a little more, what do I want to call, individualized educational plans with them, tried to work with them a little bit more to see what we could do to help them.
6 minus 0 equals 6.
Warnicki believes this individualized attention is sometimes all it takes to get a student back on track.
Sometimes just a little bit more support from a caring adult is what makes all the difference in the world.
While the school's 89.88% graduation rate was able to slightly surpass the state's rate of 88.8%, Bandy believes there's still room for improvement.
We're on our way. We are looking to try to get into the 90s. I think that's where we can achieve, and so we're going to strive for that.
He says the school is already looking into adding programs that students will have an interest in, such as the STEM program, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. He hopes programs like this that engage students' interest will contribute to a higher graduation rate in the future. For CRI Weekly News, I'm Erica Lembo. College graduates might be paying for their education for years to come, to the tune of $28,000 to be exact. That is the average debt that a college student in Iowa faces after graduation. Many students at William Penn University were forced to take out thousands of dollars in loans and use their savings to pay for their education.
Here, I'm paying like $6 grand out of pocket.
I have loans, and I'll probably have some debt, and because I'm an education major, I'm going to be a teacher. It'll take a few years to pay that off.
Pretty much everybody that I know that went to the school had to take out a loan, some type of loan, either small or big.
One Oskaloosa high school counselor believes students may be discouraged from applying to colleges with higher tuition because of the potential debt they may face.
That's a big factor for them. They don't want to face a life with lots of debt, particularly because the job market is certainly not as strong as it was. So, you know, the prospect of graduating with lots of debt and then not finding a job right away is pretty scary.
Colleges that are most popular among high schoolers here in Oskaloosa are University of Iowa, Iowa State, and the University of Northern Iowa. However, the Iowa Board of Regents revealed in 2008 that 85% of Iowa's grant money is awarded to students attending private institutions, such as William Penn University. While students here at Penn may be able to receive more grant money than students attending in-state public universities, the fear of debt is still there. That being said, some students say they are still willing to take out loans if that means getting a good, quality education.
I feel like my education should be good enough to get a good job right after college and stuff. So I'm not too worried about it right now.
Not just education-wise, but anything that I've learned from going to college and having the experience will benefit me for the rest of my life in all different ways.
I'm just trying to make sure I get my degree first, then I worry about that later, because everybody needs education nowadays to get a good job. So either way, I think it's okay.
For CRI Weekly News, I'm Erica Limbo.